Everybody, I just finished recording the next video that I'm going to post on my How to Wail series, and I was thinking through something that I felt was going to be useful for you, and I wanted to just come on live and talk about it for a second. When I'm working with my singers, there's kind of this, it's not a battle per se, but maybe a little bit of a confusion around, okay, well, I'm aiming at my real authentic voice, but how do I get there? But I want to sound like so-and-so. So I want to kind of give some clarity and some, hopefully, structure around how to think through when you're working on pop rock material, or really any new genre or art form that you're moving into. And I think the more we think of music, and I'm going to use music, the more we think of music as a language, the more helpful it is going to be. So yes, we want our true, authentic voices to come through. We do want to, at the end of the day, have a voice that is distinctively ours, and that it doesn't sound like we are a copycat mimicker of some other singer, unless, of course, that's our job. I'm, somebody playing Cher in the Cher Show, or somebody playing Carol in Beautiful. Like, your job right then actually is to be that person as much as you can. But when you're working on your own material, when you're working on your own authenticity inside the pop rock world, it can get confusing because it's like, how do I get there? So with language, think about how you learned words. How did you learn to speak? How did you learn how to form sentences? You learned it because somebody said words to you and you repeated them back. Somebody said sentences to you and you repeated them back. And over time, those words and sentences started to gain meaning, and then it quit being repeating what they were saying to you, and you started using the words and sentences that they gave you and taught you to begin creating your own sentences. Okay, so that's what I want you to think of when you're working through pop rock material. There is absolutely nothing wrong, and quite frankly, I think it's crucial that you go through a phase of mimicry, that you go through a phase where you are listening to that artist and you are dissecting what they're doing. I mean, I'll be honest with you. 7th and 8th grade was nothing but Nintendo and listening to Whitney Houston and trying to figure out how she was doing the things that she was doing. And I didn't have all the answers then, but as I started gaining more knowledge around voice, I started pairing what I was hearing with the technical and started putting the pieces together. But even now, with that information, I don't get up and do a copy of Whitney Houston. Now, if you want to expand your options, expand your palette, listen to more artists. The more you are inputting, the more tools you have available to you to output. The more artists are influencing you, the more colors are in your sound, the more tools are in your tool belt. So I want to free you up if you're feeling like, oh, I shouldn't be doing mimicry, I shouldn't be sounding just like them. At the beginning, I really think that's a good way to go. Like, we have to have a container. We have to have a structure before we can break structure. So give yourself permission to take time to be in the container and to learn the structure. Then once you feel like, oh, I kind of understand this language now, you can start making your own sentences, telling your own stories. So that's what I would say. If you were going through the process, mimicry is part of it, the same way that we teach babies how to say words by saying the word and they repeat it back until they understand what that word means and they start using it on their own. So I hope this clarifies a little bit and frees you up a little bit in your process in working through pop rock and working through creating and generating your own authentic sound. If you have any questions, please drop those in the comments. Always here to help you. Have a great day.